Today we're going to make a nice, easy, simple video, and that's to change the oil, that's the motor oil, in a John Deere 300B. The same will be true for a John Deere 310, 410, and the older 500s. All right, let's review some of the tools and equipment we're going to need to do this. First and foremost, you're going to need oil. We're going to use 15W40 diesel oil in this one, so that means it's good for 15 degrees temperature, and you get up to a 40-degree weight at the high end. All right, you can use 10W30 in tractors like this. There's no harm in doing it, especially in the wintertime. However, for me, I changed the oil once in this tractor, so I'm sticking to 15W40. It's going to be good year-round oil. Next, you're going to use is an oil filter wrench, a pair of pliers, a 1-inch socket with a ratchet. You got your oil filter. We got a lubricator in the back here. 2 funnels. You're gonna have a little catch can, and then your oil drain bucket. So the first thing you gotta do is we gotta get under the tractor, and you wanna take a look at where the oil drain is. So this is your oil pan. It's a straight steel pan. This is not like an automotive pan. This is a heavy duty, this is a cast part. All right, it's made to be hit and beat up. So the oil drain plug is right here. This is a 1-inch socket. We're gonna loosen this up and drain it out. All right, so we got the oil catch can below. Now I'm gonna take my 1-inch socket and I'm gonna loosen this up. This should not be on tight. You wanna pay attention when you're loosening this because the oil will come out quick. And it will fill this up quick. Here's when this is getting loose. You're gonna have some pressure behind it, and whoop! Minimal spillage. So we're gonna let this drain, and then we'll come right back. All right, once you got just about all the oil drained out of this thing, you're gonna wanna take a rag or an oil cloth and just clean the mounting surface where the oil drain plug is going to go. You want to make sure the surface is clean, so that way when you're threading this thing back on, you are not getting any rocks, debris, metal shavings. That way you have a nice clean sealing surface and you'll have no leaks. Once that's on there tight, not too tight, you're going to want to clean bottom of this with your rag. That way you're not dripping oil all over the place. The next thing we got to do is replace the oil filter here. Now we can remove this oil filter using the oil filter wrench, and there's really no problem with doing that, and oil's going to drip all over the place and puke its guts out, and that's fine. You know, that's why we got 2 pans. However, if you do want to do it the right way, per the manual, there is an oil drain plug here. So you'd see this little square plug. I will tell you, it is very challenging to get to the square plug, and using an adjustable at times will be hard. So that's why I would say use the channel locks. But if you are blessed with a good location, you can rotate this, but you're going to constantly get into a little bit of a bind. So we're going to grab our channel locks, and we'll be able to maneuver this thing a lot quicker with channel locks. You're going to want to take this, and you're going to want to get your little additional catch can that we pulled, and we are going to take that out. And you can see the oil coming out of there. So next what we're going to do is we're going to take the oil filter wrench, and we're going to slowly turn it until it loosens up, like so. Once we start loosening it some, more oil will come out. So now the oil filter's on loose. There we go. Once that's loosened up, spinning it off real quick, and you can drain the oil filter right there. I just wrapped a little Teflon tape around this plug here. You really don't have to because the oil is a lot thicker than water and stuff, but I'm showing you the right principles here. So once you get that threaded on, you can then grab your channel locks and we can quickly tighten this up. Once that's back installed, you're going to want to wipe clean the excess oil off of the tractor. So today I am using a Napa oil filter 1243. This is going to fit nicely on this John Deere. Now I'm going to lubricate this seal here. I'm using, you can just use regular motor oil, there's nothing wrong with that. This is a little bit of heavier oil. This is like 32 weight oil. I'm just using this around the seal, give it a little squirt around the threads, and that is it. And now I'm going to tighten this up by hand. And we are going. I'm going to go pretty much until I can't tighten it anymore with my hand. And that's as far as I can go. I'm going to take my oil filter wrench and I'm going to go another quarter turn. So you see I'm over here. I'm going to bring my hand here down to the 6 o'clock. And 6 o'clock. And that's all you need to do. So right here, this is kind of in the front end of your motor. This is your oil fill. This is where you fill your oil, all right? They do give you nice flat spots. This can get stuck on here. Feel free to use a big pair of channel locks. Be careful with the channel locks because they will bite. Ideally, you can use a big adjustable wrench. But I've changed this oil once a year, every year for a while, so this comes off pretty easy. Next thing is where you're going to use the 2 funnel filters because, unfortunately, what's nice is like they give you this, however, it's hard to refill, and I'm using 5-gallon buckets. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a funnel and I'm going to go in through the loader and put a long funnel up here, and then I'm going to use the flat funnel up top for pouring. I'm going to bring this to the top view so you can get a better view of how I do it. I'm going to take my extension funnel here, put it right into the oil fill line. All right, and then I'm going to take my wide mouth funnel. I'm going to place it just like so. And now what I'm going to do is get my 5-gallon bucket. I'm going to fill this with oil. Right next to your oil filter, you have your oil dipstick. You're going to want to pull this, get a rag, clean off any oil that's on here, and we're going to want to look at the dipstick. And when you're looking at it, you can see that there's an arrow pointing one way and an arrow going the other way. And they can tell you that, hey, look, you want to be between this level. So let's see where we're at. And you want to check oil while your tractor is level, on level ground. When I pull this, we're just at the high mark, and I'm cool with that. I'm going to start this engine now, lubricate the system, fill up the oil filter, and then we're going to check it again. All right, let's start this thing up. Make sure she sounds okay. So we're gonna let it idle for a little bit. And you want to inspect your work. Always inspect your work. You want to see if there's any leaks or anything anywhere. All right, well that's off. We're going to let the tractor sit for a bit. I would say let it sit for 5 minutes, and then we'll check the oil level. The tractor's been sitting for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to check the oil level. First pass, you always want to wipe it clean. You want to start fresh. And let's see where we're at. And you can see still got some oil bubbles in there. That's normal. But you see we did drop some. So I'm going to refill this up a little more. All right, so we just added some more oil. I'm gonna pull this again. Still got air bubbles in there. Cold diesel oil. So now with this clean, we're gonna check it one more time. We're gonna pull it. And let's look at it. If you can see, the arrow is high and we're right about there. So we are just overfilled, and that's gonna be okay. I'm gonna leave it just as is. All right, if we start burning oil, then we can drain it, but we're really not gonna burn any oil. So we're right at the high mark. We're a little over the high mark, and that is fine. Well, I hope this was a nice, easy, simple video for everyone to watch. This is to change the oil on a John Deere loader backhoe. This model is a 300B. They made 310s, 410s, and 500s in this year era. This year era is from the late 70s to early 80s. These are great, robust tractors, and in fact, these are non-glow plug tractors. Some of the earlier models, or I should say some of the newer models, are glow plug models, but this is a non-glow plug engine. This has higher compression, and it has a very, very tight fuel system, hence why it's able to fire so quickly. This tractor is an extra pair of hands for whatever I need, and I use it in the snow, especially in the snow, to plow the driveway. I also use it to plow some of the neighbors' driveways. So that's why I like to change the oil in these tractors right before winter time. So that way I start fresh in winter, I got nothing to worry about, and we're good to go. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.